Folks, there is a push by some of these radical Democrats in Minnesota to let 16-year-olds vote in elections. You heard that right. Democrats in Minnesota want to lower the voting age to include teenagers who can't even legally buy a cigarette. They can't legally do almost anything, but could soon be casting ballots in your local elections. Before we get into it, drop down below, hit that subscribe button, make sure you never miss another video again from us in the future. So this was first here reported by Alpha News. They do a great job. They bring you a lot of good local Minnesota stories and are able to get you the information that really matters. So go check them out. They're not sponsored or anything like that, but go check them out. So this is Bill HF 2003. This proposal is being pushed by two Democrat lawmakers that are both represented in Minneapolis, that the bill would allow cities, counties, and school districts to decide if 16-year-olds should be able to vote in their elections. So if the bill passes the legislature, how this would work is Minnesota voters would then see a ballot question in the 2026 elections asking, quote, shall the Minnesota Constitution be amended to allow political subdivisions to lower the voting age to 16 years of age for local elections? If more than 50% of voters approve, then the Minnesota Constitution will be amended to allow local governments to lower the voting age. So right now, currently in the Minnesota Constitution and in the United States Constitution, the set voting age is 18 for state, local, and federal elections. Changing this would be a huge shift in how elections are run at the local level. And this is almost as bad as what they've tried to do in some of these deep Democrat states. They try and let illegal immigrants vote in local elections. It's like this is not as bad, but pretty damn bad. It's like the fact that you're even comparing it to that, it is ridiculous. Because changing this would cause a huge shift on how elections are run at the local level. You need a separate ballot for people who are under the age of 18 that just included local, state, and county elections. And the real question that a lot of people are going to ask is, does this have support? Is there a reality? And the reality of it is not really. The bill only has one co-author, a sign that even Democrats aren't really eager to get behind this bill right here, and it's unlikely to gain really any traction in a closely divided state legislature. The Democrats control the Senate by one seat. In the House of Representatives, it's even. It wouldn't need to go to the governor's desk. If it would pass both legislators or bodies of legislators, it would then be on the ballot in 2026. But the real thing is, why does this matter? And we actually do have the full bill printed out right here. But this is part of a broader trend. Because remember, back in 2023, when Democrats controlled Minnesota's government, they had a trifecta. They made massive changes to election laws, which included automatic voter registration. They criminalized misinformation about elections, which, whatever the hell does that mean? Like, who's the judge of that? Kind of like that guy from Brooklyn who served 7 months in jail because he shared a meme online about the 2016 election. Spent 7 months in jail. And also, what they did in 23 was they joined the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, which basically means that they don't look at who wins their state, they look at who wins the popular vote. That's who they give their electoral votes to. Now, they're trying to expand the electorate even further. And you have to ask why. Why are the Democrats trying to, they can't win elections, but so we're going to expand the electorate so we can win elections by reducing the requirements for people to vote. Not because we're trying to appeal to people with our policies, it's because we're just going to lower the voting age, which even if it was a Republican stronghold to lower the voting age and that would be beneficial, I'm still not about it. I really am still not about it. Because who benefits from lowering the voting age? Because let's be honest, the 16-year-olds overwhelmingly lean left. They're in high school. They're dominated by left-wing ideology that's being propagated in the schools. It's like a disease that just spreads and spreads and spreads. Because this isn't about expanding democracy. It's about expanding the Democrat voter base. It's as simple as that. That is all this bill does, is expand the Democrat voter base. Even though this bill is unlikely to pass, it shows where some of these radicals in the Democrat Party are and where the party is heading. Because we know the moderates do not control this party anymore. They are held hostage by the left-wing lunatic activists. That's who controls the party. They keep their leash on the moderates pretty damn tight. Just look at what's happening with Chuck Schumer and AOC. People are trying to get AOC to now primary Chuck Schumer because he made a good, calculated political decision to not let the government shut down. Because he knew the government shutdown would be pinned on the Democrats. He made a calculated move that either way it wasn't going to be great, but they made a calculated move. And, it shows that if they control in AOC is now looking at primarying him because they made a good, calculated move. But if the Democrats control the legislature again, expect more sweeping election changes like this and possibly a real push for underage voting. There's going to be a real push for it. And, Democrats have said for years in Minnesota that they're not going to pass election bills unless it's bipartisan. Well, then, of course, that changed in 2023 when they passed the most partisan election bill we've probably ever seen in the Minnesota state legislature. It's just absolutely ridiculous what's going on here. But stay tuned. This fight isn't over. The Democrats are going to continue fighting for this, whether it's allowing illegal immigrants to vote in local elections, whether it's lowering the voting age. Who knows what's next? Who knows what next? But we'll be here to give you all the information. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Drop down below, hit that subscribe button. We'll catch you next time.